Hi, we're here today in Alsace at Etesia's headquarters. I'm joined by Patrick Vives, who is the President of Etesia SAS and the Managing Director of Etesia UK, and Les Malin, who is the Operations Director. Thanks for your time, gentlemen, and thank you for your hospitality on this dealer trip. Patrick, if I can put the first question to you. Etesia has been established now for 25 years. 25 years ago it actually started out as a one-product company. Now you have a presence in 40 different countries with, I believe, a product range of around 40 different products. What have you had to do with the company philosophy during that time? Has it remained constant, or has it actually been tweaked and refined through the years?
The company philosophy never changed. The idea of our shareholders, the whole family, has always been no me too products. So we do everything to try to offer different solutions, different products, and a quality level which is always at the maximum.
Our audience is predominantly in the UK. Obviously UK is one sector of a global business. How important in the Etesia structure is the UK market to you?
The UK market is our third biggest market. Obviously we start with the home market, France, which is the most important one. The second being the German market, and that reflects the European statistics, and I confirm UK is our third market. UK is also the only market where we have our own subsidiary, while in all other countries we either work directly or with importers, but in UK we have our own team.
What actually led you to make the decision to put your own team in the UK as opposed to the way you work the rest of the world?
As you know, England is an island and the mentality is a bit different, and to show our commitment to this country, we felt that was the best solution to get some market shares in this country, and it appeared to be the right decision.
Les, if I can move to you now. You're responsible for the UK. How's the UK operation set up? How's it formed? Give us a little bit of background.
We're quite a small operation really in comparison to obviously what you see here today. We're currently running about 7 people in an office based in North Oxfordshire. Rural setting, which suits our business incredibly well. We're able to offer all the facilities for demonstrations as well as the storage, etc. in a nice environment. So for us it's a perfect setup really.
And that setup and the philosophy that I presume runs through the entire business, whatever country you're working in, what does that actually mean for your UK customers? How do you differentiate from the other suppliers and competitors that you have there?
I think for us, as you've seen in your visit here today, we are a family business primarily. So we have to run the whole operation differently to a lot of the big corporate companies that we see out and about, and the names which are very well known in the UK. So we don't tend to follow in the same direction that these guys do, so we have to have our own way of doing things. The new facilities allow us to bring a lot of people back and show them the product, show them what we're about as a business. The quality obviously of the product comes through with the backup and everything else that we offer. The new facilities allows us to do that. We've had over 1,000 people through there in the last 4 years that we've been operating. Something which we could never have done in a warehouse facility. And I think that's probably shown a lot of people, what we're about as a business.
Patrick, Les mentioned there the quality of the product. Product development is key to any business. Can you tell us a bit more about what your approach is?
Yes, that's absolutely vital for a small family business, for ourselves. The only way for us to survive is to permanently innovate and put new products on the market. As I said previously, not me too product, but original products. And this is the whole challenge for our research and development. Even during the difficult years in the economic downturn, we continuously invested more than 5% of our turnover in research and development. And this allows us today to launch year after year new products which attract the interest from our customers and allow us to continue growing.
Legislation is one driver to new product development. What are the other key drivers to that?
Well, legislation, for example, if you take one of the recent ones, which is the ROPS compulsory on the machines, this is a lot of activities which we haven't been asking for, but we have to do it. And the others are customer demand, because we are permanently watching our customers' demand, and obviously we always try to find new ways, new routes. One of them being all the electric driven product, because we strongly believe that in the future that will be something extremely important, because everybody knows that the petrol driven machinery will come to an end somewhere. So the earlier to start, the better you're ready for that new phase.
There's this new product development and the changes and the new products you've got coming through. I think there's a new product going into production in April. What does this mean for your customers back in the UK?
I think for customers and for our dealers, which are initially our first customers, if you like, it's quite important to have new and radical changes and machinery coming through that they can actually base their business around for the future. I mean, we, as Patrick said, we've never been a company to build Me Too products. We've never sort of chased the pack. It's quite nice to find that a small company has the pack chasing them. So it's quite nice as a small company to, if you like, innovate products that our dealers can see a future in, and other manufacturers then copy and try to copy us, as time goes on. So I think it's very good.
We've seen a few examples of that over the last few years with innovations that you've brought to the market.
Absolutely.
Only now, some 10, 15 years later, actually being copied, shall we call it, by other big players.
Absolutely
so,
right. Absolutely right.
Fair play on that one, I must admit. If I can stay with you, Les, in terms of the UK market again, because that's obviously your area of expertise and responsibility, what are the big issues or even the big opportunities that you think are going to be there over the coming year or the coming few years?
I think as far as issues for the future are concerned, I think the whole industry is changing in faster than probably some of us or some of our customers realise. As Patrick has said earlier in the presentations that we've had here, you can no longer expect products to be just sitting on the shelf waiting for an order to come along. It's too expensive to have complete machines sitting here or any workshop facility. So we are building this product now more on an order to base, and it's going to take a long time for our customers to understand that. We're already seeing it in the order taking that we're doing at the moment. People are not willing to commit the long-term vision that they probably would have done maybe 5-6 years ago before the crash arrived. So that's an issue that's going to become more relevant as time goes on. The problem we have though is we can talk to our dealers in such a way and say to them what they need to do because of lead times, but it's getting that information across to the end user as well. They still don't believe there's such an issue as lead time to anything. They feel with the internet and the markets they are today, they can order something today and have it on their doorstep tomorrow. This industry is not like that, and as time goes on, they've got to adjust with the modern way, I suppose, of doing things.
So you've got to manage your customers' expectations in a very demanding marketplace.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the biggest challenge for all of us, certainly from the manufacturing and a supply business, is trying to have the product there when they need it, but at the same time not having the inventory that causes the cash flow to be dried up for a lot of companies throughout the rest of the season.
Which only drives costs up to the end user.
Absolutely
anyway,
right,
so,
yeah. If you want to try and reduce costs, you've got to reduce the inventory. Reducing the inventory means having forward orders, and it's a knock-on effect all the way through the line, and it's going to take a while to train people to it, but I think it's the only way we can see a future forward.
Okay, if I can move that question back to you now, Patrick, exactly the same point. Is that reflected around the global market, or are different markets in different states in terms of the cycle of demand and the economies?
The UK market is not different to all the other markets we are working on. We get the same time of problems regarding what just Les said. So the season is getting even shorter and more concentrating, which makes it even more difficult for us as a manufacturer to satisfy all these demands in time. And also we try to find some solutions to equilibrate somewhere our production over the year. And so one of the ideas is, additionally to our garden machine business, use this new technology with electric operated products to offer a range of products which can be sold in other areas than just the garden machinery, so that we at the end have an activity all year round.
We've covered quite a bit there, and I appreciate time is limited, so thank you very much for your time, as you've got a lot of guests to look after while we're here. One final question, and feel free to dodge it if you want. And I'm going to ask this one to you, Les. Who looks after the grass at home, if you have grass, and what kit do they use to look after it?
Well, me, of course, and there's only one type of product to use, and that's the Etesia machine.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speak to you again soon.